She tried to take my 5-year-old daughter out of school, claiming it was an HOA emergency. That sentence still makes my hands clench because when Karen marched into that elementary school like she owned the building, she didn't know one small detail. A court order with her name on it was already signed. If you love powerful stories, you don't want to miss this. But before we continue, tell us where you're watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories travel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let me take you back. We moved into Maplewood Ridge for peace, quiet streets, decent people, a place where my daughter Lily could laugh without someone filing a complaint about it. Unfortunately, Maplewood Ridge came with one unavoidable feature: Karen. Karen was the HOA president, self-appointed, self-important, and allergic to joy. She hated Lily's laughter, said it echoed too freely. She once emailed us because Lily's backpack was too bright for neighborhood harmony. She even tried banning sidewalk chalk. Sidewalk chalk. My wife, Nora, warned me. She's been like this for years, she said. She doesn't want rules, she wants control. 3 weeks before the school incident, I noticed something unsettling. Karen's standing by our fence, watching Lily walk to the car, writing on a clipboard like she was inspecting livestock. When I confronted her, she smiled that thin plastic smile. Just monitoring safety hazards, she said. I didn't know it then, but Karen had already crossed into dangerous territory. That Thursday afternoon, I was in my chambers when my phone rang. It was the school principal. Her voice was shaking. Mr. Hale, are you available? There's a situation involving your daughter. My chest went cold. She's fine, the principal rushed. But an HOA representative is here. She's insisting she's Lily's legal guardian and demanding early release. I didn't ask who it was. I already knew. I broke every speed limit I legally could, not recklessly, efficiently. By the time I reached Oakview Elementary, the front office looked like a courtroom right before a verdict. Teachers whispering, the receptionist clutching the desk like it was a life raft, and right in the center of the chaos, Karen, red-faced, loud, armed with a clipboard and the confidence of someone who had never been told no in her life. She is emotionally disruptive today, Karen barked. As HOA president, I'm exercising emergency discretion. Emergency discretion. Over a 5-year-old. The moment she saw me, her eyes lit up, not with fear but with arrogance. There he is, she snapped, pointing, the negligent father who can't even pick up his child on time. I smiled, not because it was funny, but because she was digging beautifully. Karen, I said calmly, you have zero authority here. She scoffed. You can't touch me. I run this neighborhood. That's when she crossed the line she couldn't uncross. I'm her guardian today, Karen declared. I have documentation. The room went silent. I took one step closer. Impersonating a guardian, I said gently, is a felony. Karen laughed. Actually laughed. That's when the glass doors opened behind us. My court clerk walked in, holding a sealed envelope, stamped official, final. Karen turned slowly. What is that? I took the envelope from my clerk like it was dessert. Oh, I said sweetly, that's for you. And just like that, Karen stopped running the room. I opened the envelope slowly. Not for drama, but because silence makes guilt louder. This, I said, holding the document up, is a restraining order. Karen blinked. Once, twice. No, she whispered. You can't. Already did, I said pleasantly. I read it out loud, nice and clear, like a bedtime story she'd never sleep through. Effective immediately, Karen Whitmore is prohibited from approaching, contacting, surveilling, or involving herself in the life of Lily Hale. The receptionist gasped. One teacher muttered, Oh my God. Karen's knees actually buckled. You pulled strings, she shrieked. I tilted my head. No, Karen, I followed the law. You should try it sometime. It's very relaxing. That's when the front doors burst open. Her husband, Daniel. He looked like a man who had already apologized for her 1,000 times. What happened now? He asked. Karen shoved the papers at him. He's ruining me. Daniel read half a page, then another, his face drained of color. You tried to take someone else's child, he said quietly, for the community. Karen screeched. Daniel exhaled. No, for control. The entire office leaned in fast. I spoke to a lawyer this morning, he continued. You'll be served tonight. Karen froze. You can't divorce me over this. I'm divorcing you, Daniel said calmly, because this isn't the first line you crossed, just the last. Karen collapsed onto the curb outside, screaming. Inside, peace returned. If you're loving this story, please like, comment, and subscribe. Karen tried to fight the restraining order the following week. She lost in under 10 minutes. The judge didn't raise his voice, didn't lecture. He simply read her actions aloud, the school incident, the surveillance, the false guardianship claim, and looked at her like a child who'd finally been caught lying. Order upheld, he said. That was it. By Friday, the HOA board held an emergency meeting. Karen wasn't invited. By Monday, she wasn't president. The vote was unanimous. New leadership, new rules, a very clear policy about never interfering with children. And just like that, Maplewood Ridge exhaled. Lily went back to being 5. She laughed again, loud, unfiltered, glorious. She drew chalk flowers across the sidewalk, skipping between them like they were stepping stones to happiness. No clipboards, no stares, no fear. One morning, as I walked her into school, the principal stopped beside me. "Thank you," she said softly. "You didn't just protect your daughter. You protected every child here." I smiled. "That's my job," I replied, "in court and at home." Across town, Karen's world grew very quiet. No meetings, no authority, no audience. Justice didn't need to shout. It didn't need revenge speeches or handcuffs in hallways. Justice arrived as a signature on paper, a door closing gently, and a child running free in the sunshine. Karen didn't fall because of anger. She fell because she pushed the wrong family, a family that understood the law, a father who wouldn't be intimidated, and a little girl who deserved peace. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us where you're watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories go.